We're talking to Jeremy Roenick. I'm Don LaGreca. The S Network has joined us. We are live here in Los Angeles the day after the Rangers lose in overtime 3-2 to the Los Angeles Kings. We've talked about it a lot this day, JR. I think Rick Nash has to do a better job scoring goals. He played just 13 seconds on the power play, played just over 15 minutes. I mean, this is a $7.8 million cap hit. A player that was specifically brought here to score goals, and in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final, he's barely on the ice in the power play, and in an overtime game, he played just 15 minutes. What can this team do to get him going offensively?
Nothing. He's got to do it himself. And, and I will tell you, if I was a defending player, or if I was an offensive player that my job was to stop Rick Nash, I would love my job, because I could push him out of the game very easily by being very physical. I would be dirty. I would work hard. I'd be a slashing maniac. Because he doesn't right now, at least the last, second half of the season, he hasn't shown the ability to raise his level and get angry and push himself past the defenders, or push past the toughness of playoffs and raising levels. I made my remarks a couple of years ago about Patrick Marleau and how right. he's not able to change his posture. He's not able to change his personality or his anger or his desire to want to fight through things. I don't see his facial expressions change. And a perfect example is I was watching ESPN this morning, and I watched Barry Melrose describe Drew Doughty as the highlights showed him screaming at the referee, screaming that he got headbutted. His animation on the ice, on the bench, the swears that were coming out of his mouth, and the passion that was being exuded through his facial expressions and through his personality. And Barry Melrose says, "I love it when my best players get angry. I love it when my best players show emotion." I don't see that in Rick Nash. And when you don't see emotion, if you don't see your facial expressions change, you don't see anger, and you don't see a bite back, that's the perfect player that you want to play against, because you push him out.
Well, Jeremy, he suffered yet another concussion in San Jose at the beginning of the season. Do you wonder if that has something to do with his play?
I don't know. I mean, I guess everybody's different. I had 13 or 14 concussions. I'd still try to knock your head off every time I tried to play. I loved winning. I loved playing the game hard. I loved getting the better of other teams. I loved scoring goals. Maybe more than I cared about my health. I mean, I don't know. Maybe concussions are keeping him or preventing him from doing more or changing it or whatever. But I don't know. He still gets paid $7.5 million. I don't know. That's not my problem. My problem is not to wonder what's wrong with him. Our job is to evaluate what we see.
Yeah. I mean, it's a great point, because you're on the ice. I mean, that's the point, is that if you're going to play, then you're going to have to fight through that stuff. And if you can't play, then you can't play. And I've seen at times where he had that snarl, Jeremy. He had it late in the season against Columbus. He was battling guys. So it just doesn't seem to be consistent enough. And we'll see if he can snap out of it in what is a huge game on Saturday. What are some of the things to look for in this game Saturday, Jeremy, that tells us that maybe things are changing for the better for the Rangers, and that maybe they've got a chance to make this a series and even things up?
Well, I mean, I think they have to continue on what happened in the first period last night. I really thought they forechecked extremely well. I thought they used their speed to their advantage. I will say I thought the physical part of the game was carried more so by the New York Rangers than it was by the LA Kings, who a lot of us have talked about being the more physical team as a whole. So, I think the difference is that the Rangers didn't capitalize on their opportunities. You had a couple breakaways that they missed. You have Martin St. Louis, who late in the first period had an opportunity to score on a delayed penalty that it wasn't able to convert. You had a turnover early in the first period that that Jonathan Quick made a nice poke check save. It's all about capitalizing on your opportunities, and the Rangers just weren't able to capitalize. I don't think the Rangers played bad. I just think that they didn't keep it to the level that they needed long enough, and I don't think they capitalized on their scoring chances. And that's what playoffs is, especially in the finals. If you don't capitalize on the opportunities that you have when you're playing against a team like the LA Kings that barely give up quality chances, you're not going to get them again, and you're probably going to end up losing the game because of it.
Thanks so much for this, man. I'll see you Saturday.
Okay, buddy. Hey, listen, it's going to be a great series. I give the Rangers a lot of credit for the way they're playing, and they won't go away. They're going to keep battling. So,
yeah, I mean, if you paid attention this year, you know that's what it's about. It's in their DNA.
Exactly
so,
right. And they have Henrik Lundqvist, man. Seriously, that kid is, they call him the king for a reason.
Yeah. And anybody who thought the Rangers had a shot in this series knew he was going to have to play out of his mind. So, and I think that's the one thing they got going for him. Great job, man. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay, Don. Thanks, buddy.